my keybind thing's not working. What? There we go! Welcome, everybody, to game number 1 in our series between the Negotiators and Don Juan Special. If I recall, I did actually cast for Don Juan Special once before. Either that or it was a sister team of theirs. Don't recall exactly. Thanks for another gifted sub, Megatron! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Especially modding one of my subbing one of my mods. Very helpful, so that he doesn't have to deal with the annoying ads. Anyway, we are in game 1 between the Negotiators and Don Juan Special. Don Juan Special very heavily favored for this match, but nevertheless, I'm sure we are in for a solid game 1. The Negotiators banned out Brax's Holdout and Sky Temple. Don Juan banned out Battlefield of Eternity and Garden of Terror. The Negotiator, or Don Juan, rather, then takes us to Dragonshire. They also have first pick. Gotta be something with Heroic, because they're not making a big deal about it, and it seems like everything's fine. Heroic does have they are special, so might have something to do with that. I don't know. Regardless, we are just ending the first ban phase here. Johanna and Lucio are banned out, as well as Maev and Hogger. It's sometimes useful to pull when answering forth from the ether with naught but a whisper. I think it's supposed to be not, as opposed to not. Not and not, I think, are two different words, but they may be the same. And the first pick of the evening is Brightwing, specifically Death Brightwing. Ever adorable. Gotta support the scene, absolutely! You don't necessarily have to support me, but definitely support the hot scene. There's lots of love to be had. Is Phoenix that strong on this map? I mean, I guess he has his global ultimate, but I don't think it's a absolute ban unless you know these teams. You might know these teams. Garrosh and Junkrat are the next picks. Garrosh is pretty annoying on this map, as he can more or less single-handedly control that bot point all on his own. Leoric also pretty scary on this map due to his top point control as well as double soak potential. Diablo is also picked up for the Negotiators. This isn't his strongest map, but he can be pretty annoying. Especially Flamestomp build. Flamestomp's a little hard to kill. But Garrosh Junkrat, they have so much point control on that, on those picks alone. Genji is the next ban for Don Juan. I'm assuming it's Don Juan, not the English pronunciation, which I'm not even gonna try, honestly. Murgle? Oh yeah, Murgavolo. Yep. Not sure what this ban is. Maybe a healer? Tychus. Makes sense. Want to keep Diablo alive. Diablo into Garrosh works pretty well, because if Garrosh throws you, you just charge him. Like, I've seen a lot of Garroshes get absolutely murdered because they throw a Diablo, and the Diablo is just like, alright, fine, I'll just charge you. It does force you to play more reactive, which most Diablos do not like playing reactive, but it is definitely workable. Artanis is an interesting pick here, though. Not a whole lot of synergies, and also, I mean, I guess he beats Leoric on the point, but he doesn't beat him in macro. Leoric could put a lot of pressure on the map, force Artanis to answer, and that's just not ideal. However, the Tyrande with the Garrosh is absolutely terrifying. Tyrande has a lot of ways to keep Garrosh afloat, especially with that armor, and the armor down that she can provide, as well as the follow-up stun, is just absolutely terrifying in the right hands. you to call through for Diablo charge. I mean, if both tanks are just holding their main engage tools, I think that's a win for Diablo, honestly. But Mephisto and Falstad are also picked up, and Phoenix, which was mentioned in the chat a second ago, is the final pickup for the evening. I forgot to mark who's playing what, so that fanciness isn't going to be here for Game 1 at least. But nevertheless,
heroes, prepare for combat.
On our left side, for the Negotiators, we have Rob on Mercablo, Ozymandias on the Leoric, Lovedart on the ever-adorable Brightwing, Toasty on the Volstead, and Sovereign on Mephisto lagging behind there.
10 seconds.
On the right side, we have Noah Star 26 on Tyrande, Ken on the Garrosh, Albatrox on the Artanis, Killadin on Phoenix, and Juan Pablo 30k on the Junkrat. That's the one that I was forgetting. And we've got someone lagged out there. And my controller is not jumping scenes. Oh, we're back. Maybe? If it's not jumping to the map band scene, I don't know why. Regardless, we are good to go. Please place your bets. Interesting Garrosh. Oh, wait. Rude Garrosh move right onto the Diablo. Junkrat Mine not quite working as intended there. Ken losing quite a bit of health to the Leoric. Phoenix doing some harassment in that bot lane there. I feel like everything's a little too loud for me.
Take control of the shrines.
And Leoric is the first blood for the evening. He does go down to the Tyrande there. I'm already starting to feel the kind of stuffy. Oh my word! So this is why Don Juan is high point value. They are just absolutely harassing the ever-living crap out of their opponent here, causing all sorts of problems right out of the gate here. And that's going to be hard to deal with if you don't play against it. They've really got to adapt, and they've got to adapt fast. Unfortunately, with that first death, Dragon Knight does go in favor of Don Juan. It is a 2-minute Dragon Knight, though. Not really valuable. It's probably going to just, like, blow up almost instantly. It's basically just a normal hero at this point. It is a free health bar, though. And Camp is also pushing into top lane. My word, this is a lot of aggression coming through from Don Juan. Lots of healing onto the Garrosh. Diablo not able to secure that kill, but does stay alive with the Soul Shield. Phoenix goes down to the Mephisto. Looks like front wall was taken out in that mid lane there. My word, this 2-minute Dragon Knight getting a ton of value here. Nice move from the Falstad. Junkrat might be in a bit of danger here. Diablo did get thrown. Does get heal denial as well as armor down. Really rough position for the Diablo. He cannot re-engage here. Looks like everybody's gonna kind of heal up. That Dragon Knight got a ton of value though. Don Juan definitely showing why they're the favored match our favorite team for this matchup. They do take out the Brightwing there. Ken losing a lot of his HP in the process, though. Don Juan are up talent here, but not for too much longer. There we go. Stun just barely missing the Mephisto. Big swap onto Diablo. He is just burning fast here. Does get healed up by the Brightwing. Goes down. Brightwing herself also going to go down, it looks like. Just barely. And Mephisto might be next. No, Mephisto does get out of danger there. Did he take the Globe Quest? He did. People take Spite? I thought Spite was pretty much just picked for Arena. I never really viewed it as too strong of a talent, personally. I guess they are usually fighting in lane. Big throw onto Sovereign. He's burning incredibly fast there from the Tyrande armor down. Brightwing does heal him up, as well as the Fountain. Solid plays by the Negotiators.
Harness the power of sun and moon. Put an end to this cursed realm.
Does look like Don Juan are going to go ahead and try and get the Dragon Knight almost immediately yet again. They do have 10 advantage, so this is almost guaranteed. Didn't see that mid port went down, but it makes sense. It was already pretty low. Big engage from the Diablo, followed by a taunt. Salvo does come out. These red health bars pretty low. They did already drop their ultimates for the most part. It is an interesting talent. Ken taking a ton of damage, does pop the Unstoppable. Dragon Knight down to about 50%. Sovereign down to almost 0. Hey Studio, welcome! You're just in time. Rob, though, absolutely getting bullied in the back line here by Tank Healer. Everybody else just ignoring him. Oh, Phoenix turned around and he died. Dragon Knight will be dying, or ending momentarily there. Mephisto putting in some serious work onto these lanes. Very low health. Oh! Feels bad. He went a little too aggressive there and does go down. At this point, though, the Negotiators definitely have to start trying to take risks. They are not going to get back into this by playing passive. They've got to figure out a good opportunity to take some risks, and that might have been it, honestly. Rob probably should have kept on the aggression onto that Garrosh there. I don't think he would have been able to get much with the kill, but nevertheless, he was very aggressive. They might have been able to pick him off. Stun onto the Leor. He's losing a ton of health. The Hunter's Mark doing a ton of value. Big taunt goes out. Blue health bars dropping very quickly. Brightwing's the first to fall. Looks like it's going to be followed up by the Leoric. It is. Sovereign might be next. He does teleport to try and evade. Mephisto does go down. Diablo also went down there. Don Juan definitely playing up their aggression, playing into every lead they've got. Going for a keep at 7.5 minutes. 13 talent tier is available. Leoric does res. Not a whole lot of health. And he does lose the armor to the Hunter's Mark, getting thrown right back into danger. And he goes down as soon as he comes back up. Big swap onto the Falstad. He does pop the barrel roll to get out of there. He's dropping incredibly quickly. Hunter's Mark does not secure that kill. Diablo is the next to fall, followed by the Mephisto. They are taking a lot of risks to try and stop this core push. And they're just kind of dying for it. Big stun onto the Garrosh. Does secure him. Brightwing doing the best he can, as well as the Leoric. Absolutely harassing this backline, but he goes down yet again. Falstad does not have enough health to his name. The shield has yet to drop on the core, though. Stun does hit the Phoenix. Gust does come out. Looks like Don Juan are going to back off of this. They've lost just a little too much in this fight. Diablo is back. They might have overstayed their welcome, though. Diablo does engage, trying to secure another pick. That armor down is just blowing up Diablo. Hunter's Mark is getting a ton of value this game. As soon as it goes out on the Diablo, he is just dead. Same thing with the Leoric, as evident by the fact that he just died. respawn timer is incredibly short at the moment, though, making it incredibly difficult to end. Looks like we're going to get a third Dragon Knight for Don Juan. They are just absolutely putting tons and tons of pressure on this. That is, just from a psychological perspective, it is so hard to come back from this type of situation. Like, every single engage, they have just been getting absolutely bodied, and there's just nothing they can really do here. They've got to try and figure out a way to change their approach to this game and figure out how they can win. Because it's not team fights. Team fights, they are just falling apart. So the question is, how can you play into the map and win through another method than corpses? One of the things I do like about this game is the sheer amount of win conditions that you can set up in this game, honestly. Like, you don't need to win by winning fights. You can lose every single fight and still win. Unfortunately, though, it might be a little too late for them to try and find an answer. Diablo does go down to the Hunter's Mark. Yet again, Riptire does come out. Polymorph. You can polymorph the Riptire? You can freaking polymorph the Riptire. Good to know. Leoric does go down there.
That beast is not mine.
Red health bar's pretty low. Mephisto might be able to keep the aggression on. 3 levels of death is in play. Mephisto doing a ton of spread damage, but the core taking even more damage. Mephisto is the first to fall, followed by Brightwing. Diablo re-engaging, trying to get them off the core. Core's at 20% right now. Falstad does go down as well. Diablo absolutely cannot stop this core push on his own. There's just too much siege. He's doing everything he can. Leoric is back. Core at 1% as there's a team wipe. And game number 1 goes in favor of Don Juan Special. Let's go ahead and hop into game number 2 in our series between the Negotiators and Don Juan Special. The Negotiators are, or rather, Don Juan did get the map pick for both games. They did ban out Battlefield of Eternity as well as Garden of Terror. The Negotiators banned out Braxis Holdout and Sky Temple. Don Juan went ahead and took us to Dragonshire, which they won. And now they are taking us to Towers of Doom. That was much faster than usual. Go. What is the timing on the ad? Okay. Yep. We don't need to pop ad. Those things are moving along. First ban is the Maiev, followed by a Johanna. Hugger does get banned out as well. Makes sense, he's pretty oppressive on this map. Not sure what this ban's gonna be. Lucio is the final ban for Don Juan Special. So again, that is Maiev, Hugger, Johanna, and Lucio as the bans for this game. And the Junkrat first pick, trying to deny that from Don Juan. That Junkrat was providing a lot of value, and this is a map that is even better for Junkrat, arguably. Not sure what they go for pick-wise here. Karanda hits the battlefield yet again, as well as Orphea. Orphea is a very interesting pick. I like her, but she does kind of need to be enabled when you get to the higher divisions like this. Like, this is the highest echelon of NGS, if I recall correctly. I forget if Heroic or Nexus is the highest. I know this is one of the highest, for sure. And Garrosh and Rhaegar! Oh, that's annoying. You get hit by that slow totem and Garrosh just walks up to you and there's crap all you can do about it? That's terrifying! Again, though, that Hunter's Mark was getting a ton of value in game number 1, so we'll have to see if that gets a ton of value yet again. Genji is the next ban for Don Juan Special. They really do not like Genji there. This is probably a Phoenix ban? After last game? I don't know, Phoenix was scary, but he wasn't like the entirety of the team. Oh yeah, I'm always looking forward to an Orphea game. Muradin is the ban here. Makes sense. Pretty strong tank, works really well with Tyrande. I mean, you just Skullcracker, then Q, and Tyrande stun, and they don't get to move for 2.5 seconds? Like, and that's including overlap? That's just a ton of time that they don't get to do anything? Okay! Interesting, we have a double healer. To be fair, this is the map that you usually will see double healer in, but Tyrande, Auriel are the 2 healers for Don Juan Special. Orphea is probably the only DPS. Blaze could be tanking or offlaning here. You typically do see bruiser tanks in double healer comps, just for the extra bit of damage, and Blaze does have a solid engage with Tyrande follow-up. Imperius is the offlane for the Negotiators, as well as Hanzo being the final pick. So, seriously long fight comp for the Negotiators. And a double healer, not ideal, but still could definitely work. Hanzo and Junkrat also do have surprising amounts of burst. And Medivh is the final pickup for Don Juan Special. This definitely feels like a setup for... Oh my word, they're changing who's playing what like crazy. Are they good? Okay, they settled on who's playing what. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing how double healer works in this situation. Because they're not really going to have an engage outside of the Blaze. And Blaze is probably going to be running offlane. Medivh could be running offlane. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the battle here. On the left side, the Negotiators! We have Love Dart on Rhaegar, Rob on Garrosh, Osmondius on Imperius, Toasty on Hanzo, and Savern on Junkrat. On the right side for Don Juan Special, we have Killadin on Mephisto. Whoa! On Medivh, Ken on the Auriel, Albatrox on the Blaze, and Juan Pablo on the... Oh, I missed someone. Orphea, and Noah Star on the Tyrande. Very interesting setup for Don Juan. Very, very interesting setup for Don Juan. Lots of aggression coming through from the Imperius. He does get thrown out of danger there, but Rob is quite a bit in danger. Big chase onto him, and he does go down there. Again, Don Juan, just a very aggressive team. Does not look like the Negotiators have given up. They are definitely playing... They're trying to counteract the aggression with aggression. Questionable strategy, but we'll have to see how it works out for them. Again, Don Juan just try and keep up the aggression as long and as hard as humanly possible. Ken in a little bit of danger. Protected does get popped, as does the portal. Doesn't look like anybody's interested in gambling for game number 2. Feels bad. Both sides do pick up their siege camp. Portal does go through. Ken being a little aggressive here. Protected popped just a tad early, arguably. Rob doing the best he can to control the point. Ken doing everything he can. Ken does go down, followed by the Garrosh, followed by the Junkrat. Camp was picked up by the Negotiators here. Love Dart, though, probably going to die in the process. Imperius might be next, trying to keep up the aggression as well. That Hunter's Mark, once again, getting a ton of value for Don Juan Special. That Hunter's Mark is just putting in so much work. Like, seriously. And the level of communication's impressive from Don Juan.
Heroes, be ready. You must capture them quickly.
This is a triple altar phase, as to be expected from the first altar phase of the game. Ariel doing a very good job of keeping Garrosh away from the team. Big engage from Don Juan using that portal. It's a pretty long cooldown to go out here. Ooh, Garrosh does go down. Just picked up a little bit with that Hunter's Mark. He probably would have survived without it. Like, it's just so much value. Hanzo goes down as well. Does look like the off lanes did take the Gentleman's Trade on that top lane. Stun combo goes out on Sovereign as well as the Hunter's Mark. He's trying his best to stay alive, but he does go down there. Ariel, though, in a lot of danger, does get aggroed by the towers. Rob doing what he can. Hanzo as well. Hanzo does get picked up. Oh, no, he doesn't. He survives. Rob's putting in some serious work, but he is very low health. Does get hit by the Tyrande stun. Tyrande did take the stun quest, so that's going to get more and more scary as time goes on. Big stun by the Imperius. Juan Pablo does not have enough mana right now to really get out of this situation. Imperius very, very low. Tyrande does go down. As Amandius keeping up the aggression without much of a health bar. Very, very dangerous. But he does survive. Blaze does get found out in the bushes. Portal comes through. Hanzo in quite a bit of danger. Imperius in even more. Looks like it is double for phase 2 in that top lane. I tried to mute myself for that, it didn't work. Good stun on the Orphea, preventing that chomp. Garrosh doing the best he can to stay moving, popping the Unstoppable, but he does go down. Camp invade coming through from Don Juan, and it does look like they're going to go ahead and pick this up. Imperius, though, stealing the enemy's top objective. What does a camp matter if you can't pick up objectives? Oh, he does get interrupted, though. Poor Ozymandias. Ozymandias? We'll go with Ozymandias because of the Dragon Prince. Good attempt from the Imperius, but unfortunately he does get picked up, and in fact it is Don Juan who get the double altar phase, as well as level 10s. Ults do come through from Don Juan. Not getting a ton of mileage off of them there. Garrosh just cannot seem to walk up to the enemies here. Jaws does come through, not finding anyone. Stasis keeping Killadin afloat. He does get silenced, though, dropping very quickly. Pops the Protected. Perfect timing. Hunter's Mark about to expire on the Hanzo. Juan Pablo just absolutely dancing around the battlefield with the Shadow Waltz. That is the name of her cue, right? Yeah, Shadow Waltz. Quite a bit of aggression coming through from the Ariel. But it's Hanzo who goes down. Ariel does get healed up fairly well. Aggression does continue on to this bot point here.
The altars rise again.
Imperius does initiate flanking. The Hunter's Mark does go out on him. That portal keeping them safe from the Imperius ultimate. Again, Garrosh just not seeing an opportunity to step up here. Jaws does come through on the Imperius. He's dropping very quickly. He does get blown up with that Hunter's Mark. Bunker comes through as well. Bot point does get grabbed. Ariel does stay afloat with her ultimate just a little bit. Taunt does come through onto the Orphea, but it is not enough to save himself nor Rhaegar. Rhaegar seems to be lagging out a little bit. We might see a pause in a second. Not sure if we will, though. Bot point does get picked up for Don Juan. Polybomb does secure the Junkrat kill there. Love Dart definitely having some issues, though. Sappers do come through that bot lane there. Couldn't tell if that was all three or just two of them. This is the kind of thing I was talking about game one. The Negotiators are just trying to figure out the best way to get as much value from other lanes as they possibly can. And just trying to avoid some of these fights. Rob does get blown up by the Jaws there. Hanzo follows suit, unfortunately. Left Dart seriously having some problems right now. Juan Pablo does dive into the base there, losing a lot of HP. Does manage to stay alive just a little bit. CC Chain does go out onto the Imperius, followed by that Hunter's Mark.
It is nearly time.
Those portals getting so much value on top of that Hunter's Mark there. The range is poking at the Hanzo quite a bit, but Rhaegar can keep him alive through that poke. This is a double phase, so the Negotiators probably need to try and take a risk and try and figure out a way to win this fight. Because they can't really give up both of these, or they're just going to be absurdly far behind. They are past the 3 levels of death, though. Aggression onto the Ariel. Jaws does come through onto the Imperius. Ancestral comes through. Garrosh does go down. Riptire gets killed, unfortunately. Imperius might be next with the Hunter's Mark just getting so much value on him. And he does go down. The altars are still available, though. They really want those kills. They're not gonna get them, but they really want those kills. Altars are getting picked up in that bot lane there. sappers are going to go ahead and come through.
Will not keep me from this realm.
Top lane is still alive at the moment. Nice spear from the Imperius, saving the Hanzo's life. Top lane will get secured. And there's the bombardment shot. And that will secure game number 2 for Don Juan. Solid attempt from the Negotiators. Don Juan were just able to keep up that aggression for way too long, and that is just borderline impossible to come through from. I'm gonna go ahead and hop over to the talent screen here, just so you guys can see what talents were picked up. It does not look like we will have an interview, though. Yeah, both teams played very well. There was a lot of very, very solid plays from the Negotiators, but just if that level of aggression works, it's impossible to come back from. You have to somehow slow that aggression down, and that's just a really hard ask for anyone. Doesn't matter how good you are. Yeah, like I said, we do not have an interview. I think there's some other casters going on today, though. Let me just double check, see if anyone is live at the moment. Looks like it's just us for now. But we do have another cast that'll be going live in about 8 minutes. Let me see if he's got a startup screen for us. And he does! So I'm going to go ahead and send us over there. Oh shoot, he's doing it on YouTube? Does he not have a Twitch? Because if he doesn't, then I can't send us over there. He's the only one. Yeah, dang. Okay. So I can't send you guys over there with a raid, but I will not be raiding today, as there is another caster. Instead, I'm just gonna go ahead and post the link and just kind of, let you guys know that it's going on. It's an announcement, right? That's a thing. Announcements. There we go. There we go. Send you guys over there. Make sure to go ahead and give him love, even though he's not on Twitch. Makes things a little bit difficult for me. But nevertheless, yeah, go ahead and go over there and give him some love, and I'll see you all next game.